Teal and orange, a commonly used contrast in filmmaking, because it looks good. But why is it better to create this contrast on set rather than in post? And how do we do it? Well, let's see in this video. In addition, Thomas has a surprise for us.
How does it work? That's very interesting.
Jeg tilbake! Hallo! Anders.
Ja, Thomas, bare vent litt.
Gjett hva som har kommet til posten. Du må se!
Hva er det for noe?
Det er spillet mitt! Sjekk! Spillet.
The Murder House.
Fett, har du fått spillet?
Yes!
Prototype.
Yes, og vi ventet lenge også.
Kult da.
Tok evigheter.
Gratulerer.
Vi må lage en promovideo til Kickstarter.
Ja, det høres ikke ut da.
Ja, hva er det vi trenger for å mekke en video?
Vi trenger noen skuespillere. De må sitte rundt bordet og smile. Men også litt redd. Et gammelt bord. Jill filmer ovenfra.
En jib, ja.
Dolly. En ting til. Røykmaskin. Yes.
Når er vi setter i gang?
I kveld?
Yes!
Ja, nei, det var en film som skulle ha promo-video, så ja. Hello guys, welcome to this new filmmaking video on the Andyax channel and yet another video about lighting, probably one of the most important aspects of filmmaking.
That's right. And without lighting, you can't see anything.
Yes. And Thomas, a cool thing, you've been away for a year and I thought you were composing music, but you made a board game.
Yeah.
The Murder House.
The Murder House. It's coming to Kickstarter this spring.
So for the Kickstarter campaign, you obviously need a promo video.
Yeah.
And that's what you asked me to make.
Yeah.
And I thought, maybe you can combine that with a YouTube video. And I can see that you went for the cold and warm contrast, common used in Hollywood movies, and it's also called teal and orange effect. Okay, let's quickly go through what we're going to do in this video. We want to create a typical teal and orange effect you often see in movies. This warm and cold contrast is pleasing to the eye. Some add filters and LUTs in post to create this effect, but then you kind of tear apart the image and lose some quality. So what we'll do in this video is to try to create a teal and orange effect using gels on set. By making the teal and orange effect on set, we don't need to do a lot of tweaking with the colors in post, meaning that the picture quality remains in good shape. The more you adjust the colors in post, the more quality you lose, especially with videos shot in low bit rates. As we all say, as long as you are able to tell your story, it doesn't matter what kind of cameras you are using. Then, let's say you're accidentally shooting in wrong white balance on set, and that ruins your story. It's hard to fix that in post, unless you are shooting in RAW or other high-end codecs. That's why I think we should put our focus on what is happening on set and achieve the best possible quality there. So, how do we do this? Well, it depends what you're shooting. If you're shooting outdoors during daytime, you might want to use the natural lights that is already there. Then it's a bit difficult to tweak the colors on set, so you would need to do that in post to create the teal and orange contrast. But for indoor scenes during evening, etc., we can customize the colors on set, because we are using lamps. And the easiest way to create the teal and orange effect is to add an orange gel to the warm lights and adjust the white balance. Then everything else turns more blue. You can also add blue to the other lamps to enhance the contrast even more. And since you make this color contrast on set, the whole crew can more clearly understand the atmosphere and mood of the scene. In the last video, we showed you how to spice up your videos with lamps you find at home. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you to do that first. Link is in the card appearing now or in the description. In this video, we'll take one step towards a more professional shoot and use film lamps. Then we are sure to get the high CRI values with the light producing natural colors. We will avoid flickering and we can be more flexible on set when it comes to creative lighting. Aperture was kind enough to sponsor this video together with our lovely patrons, which means we can use some time on making this video for you. Because of that, we have to show you this text because that's the Norwegian law. Okay, now it's time to shoot Thomas's promo video and test out the teal and orange lighting. Okay, so this is our photo studio and we are transforming it into a scene for Thomas's cardboard game. Is it called The nice thing about being the cameraman is that you don't need to carry. And now let's bring the dolly. Go! We wanted the studio to look a bit like a living room and create a mystical and scary atmosphere using props and lighting. Okay, so the plan is to have a dolly here, so we can mainly focus on this direction because this is the best looking direction. So we're going to have the dolly here, so we can move the camera back and forth.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but...
By using the jib, we can be flexible, creating different kind of moving shots in every angle. You know, most of the projects we do is run and gun. You go out to the set, maybe a Steadicam and a camera. But now we can use some time focusing on the good images.
And all this even before the actors
prepare
arrive.
all of this. We need people to see that they're enjoying the game. And if they're tired, if they've been waiting for us to put up all of this, you know, they may lose their motivation. And so obviously this thing needs a counterweight because we're going to have the camera all the way out here. When you add a counterweight somewhere on a Steadicam or on a gimbal, on this one, try to think a bit practical. Can I use something else than just weights? Because weights doesn't add anything to the production. We're going to use the Shogun Inferno as a counterweight. So we can use this as a screen and also use the LCD on the EVA 1. Okay, so we'll have one guy to operate the left and right sliding, and we have one guy at the camera operating the tilt and pan. Thomas, can you grab the yellow chair and change it with this one? Because this is not very good looking. We wanted to start with a master shot, a wide angle. Then it's easier for us to know where it's credible to put up the lights, and it makes it more comfortable for the talents, as they need some time to warm up before the close-ups. We placed the table in the middle of the room and opened the door to create depth and make it easier to move around. Since we opened the door, we could also add a lamp in the other room to make the shot more vivid. We used an aperture 300D with a blue gel in the other room, pointing towards the table to create backlight. With this blue gel, the color temperature was about 7500 Kelvin. And then we used two aperture LS Mini 20 with barn doors to create shapes with the lights. I wanted it to look like moonlight shining through a couple of windows. These lamps do already create a 7500 Kelvin color temperature, so I didn't need to add a blue gel to make them as cold as the 300D with the blue gel. As you can see on the right side, we have a practical, a lamp that is visible within the shot. Since the bulb in this lamp didn't have a high CRI value and it's a bit weak, we used the aperture 120T to simulate the light coming from this lamp. I added a small softbox called Light Dome Mini to make the light a bit softer and a honeycomb grid to reduce spill and make the light a bit more directional. Okay, Thomas, you are now opening the prototype, the only one that is sealed.
We kept it sealed because of taking
as good care of it as possible until this moment.
Hvor mange er vi som skal spille nå?
5, tror jeg.
5 forhåpentligvis.
Let's do some macro shots.
Sol,
Yes.
this is your first time in a YouTube video on our channel.
Yes, on your channel.
Yeah, and you have your own channel.
But it's in Norwegian.
Okay, but do you have subtitles?
Not yet.
And I'm Daniel Brin. It was time to shoot. And everything started really well, until... Luckily, we just needed a longer cable. Here are some of the shots from the first setup. we got the shots we needed from this angle, we moved the rig to the opposite angle to shoot Nicolina. We needed to fine adjust the lights. And when you do that, it's always nice to communicate with a second person standing next to the monitor. He or she can then let you know when the light looks good on camera.
Jeg spiller også Oblivion, Skyrim.
And I'm Daniel Brown.
Og Assassin's Creed.
Since we wanted a lot of movement in the shots, it's important to use a good fluid head. Here we used the Manfrotto 502 HD, which I'm very happy with. For these shots, we asked Nicolina to play at different moods, so we could be more flexible during the editing of the video. And we had time to do a little creative shot in the end. Then we did some shots from above. I also have to pull focus while moving it, so we'll see how good the focus puller I am. I've been using this lens quite a lot, but it's aperture 1.7, so it's a bit hard to focus. Da kjører jeg, vær så god.
Hva var litt den filmen? Du vil se på...
Det er så bra fokus.
Nydelig fokusering der, altså.
Fy søren. You don't always need to keep things in focus the whole time. Here I did a shot where the end of the clip was in focus. It creates a different effect and it's much easier to achieve. We're going to do the last shots, macro shots of the bricks. Bricks?
Ja, det stand is.
Det er for lenge siden da, egentlig. Men de klarte å filme det.
And our final shot was the product shot. Okay, task 1 complete. Now, we did have a lot of props and candlelights, etc. to help us create a mystical feeling. Can we now make a plain white apartment more exciting and vivid by just using the lamps? Let's test it out. And for those of you who doesn't know, by pressing the subscribe button down here somewhere, you can stay tuned on our videos on our channel and yeah, get the latest videos. Cool, let's go to task 2. Okay, we are at Daniel's apartment and we're going to make a little scene here.
Yeah, this is Gunnar. So he's my flatmate.
And this animal, I love it. That's the reindeer, like Santa Claus uses.
Oh, those silly Norwegians.
This is going to be a night scene. So we're going to have aperture 120D outside, Mark II. So it will be kind of the ambient light filling most of the area. And then we'll have his flashlight, which is going to be orange, in contrast with the moonlight. And also a flickering bulb made by the Aperture MW. So Daniel, are you ready to play investigator in your own apartment?
Yeah, let's do this.
I think we'll start by him walking into the apartment over here with a flashlight, and he will start in the darkness and then come out, and then we'll see what we do.
Let's improvise.
When we now put up our lights, we'll be sure to turn off all the existing lamps so we can see how it will look from scratch. Let's start! 120D Mark II. This is not as strong as the 300D, but it's more lightweighted, smaller, and it creates a lot of light. So this is a nice light to carry with you on set and still achieve a lot of light. Maybe we should eat first, because I'm a bit hungry.
For this night of shooting, we are having an Italian evening with delicious frozen pizza from Rema 1000.
Okay, so we'll try to hide the lamp. Of course, we don't want to see it when we're shooting the wide angle shot. I do want to see the windows in the shot, but if I place the lamp in the corner, I think I can angle the camera so I don't see it. Also, it's really nice because we have some curtains that works like a diffuser and also gives some texture to the light. And combined with the smoke machine, I think this will be perfect. By placing the lamp outside, we can also make the windows create shapes and make the plain walls more interesting. This is the new Aputure MW. What I really love about the Aputure products is that they all have a really good CRI value. Then I know that they will produce accurate and natural lights, so I don't need to tweak a lot with the colors in post. In addition of being a really strong LED light compared to its size, the MW works underwater down to 10 meters. It comes with different gels and has presets for light effects. We chose the defect bulb preset. You just need a little bit of smoke, not too much. Oh, vær så god. Daniel's flashlight was originally making blue light, so we cut out a small orange gel and put it inside the flashlight to tweak the color. As you can see, the CRI value of the flashlight isn't that good. So for the important dialogue scene, we used a small Aputure M9 as well to give him a little bit of good tungsten light so we could see him better. We pretended that the light came from the flashlight hitting the wall and bouncing back at him.
Hva du gjør der? Du skal ikke være der nå, du.
And here is the little film.
Herregud! Morten, hva er det du gjør der? Du skal jo ikke være der nå, du.
Jeg prøver å sove, hva er det du driver med?
Du skal jo være bak kamera. Anders?
Ja, hva gjør jeg? Nå filmer vi...
Filmtriks.
Yeah, that's a typical Andyax ending. Before we end up this video, I want to let you know that there's only a couple of spots left for the Andyax film workshop this June in Norway. We're going to have 1 week of filmmaking and fun, stay at the same place, and we're going to make a short film together. So send us an email to workshop@views.no if you're interested. I'll send you the program and all the information you need. We're going to have a maximum of 12 people, so a small group. We're going to start at end of March working on the script for the short film. So it was a success last year. Check out the video about it here, and I hope to see you. And if you want to stay tuned on Thomas's board game, you can search for Bad Goblin on Facebook. And if you want to become a patron and support the channel and get access to exclusive stuff, check out, I think, maybe here, okay, press, and subscribe to stay tuned. And I'll see you again soon. Ha det bra.